Hello, welcome back to Lovin Sheila, the podcast. It is great to be here with you again today. I wanted to take some time to get together with you all before the holidays or during this holiday season because I think it's a good time to reflect on all of our personal journeys, where we've been through this year of 2023, um, and where we're going in 2024. So, kind of just to unpack, to release it, and look forward and just be very excited and have a spirit of expectation of the good and the prosperity and all the hope that we will have in 2024 and all the manifested dreams and expectations that we have for 2024. Um, I know 2023 for some of us has been a very challenging year, a year of a lot of ups and downs, very topsy turvy, some tragedies, some heartbreaks, as well as some triumphs and some things that we can rejoice over. And so as we look back, I just want to just take a moment and just realize how far we've come, no matter what it is, no matter what we've been through. Just realize that we're still standing, we're still hopeful, we're still fighting, we're still pressing forward, we're moving forward, we still have expectations of good. The greatest thing is that we have not given up. We are persevering, and that is a wonderful thing, and it's a beautiful thing that through whatever comes up, good, bad, ugly, whatever, we have the spirit of a champion where we continue to persevere. And that's how I feel, and I think that's how a lot of us are. It's like no matter what challenges come at us, and we're here for it, and we are here to overcome it. And and along with those challenges, there's going to be some mighty victories, a lot of valiant things that are occurring, and we are just here to fully receive it, enjoy. And at the same time, I saw something that talked about the enemy knowing our weaknesses, and he's not doesn't have anything new. He's going to come at us with the same things because he knows our triggers. And knowing our triggers and knowing our proclivity to behave in certain ways, I think it needs to lead us to a certain self-awareness. And certainly that's what I've been working on throughout this year. And that's what I've been trying to share with you is just awareness that I've come to about myself, about how I behave in certain situations, about really who I am. Just that was really a big topic for me in 2023. Who are you? And really trying to really understand who I am and why I make the decisions I do and so forth. And with that, I realize that there are some things in me, some tendencies where I'm drawn to certain things, and my natural draw to these things kind of gets me in trouble. So it's really rethinking my behavior and rethinking how I design my relationships to make sure I do what's healthy. And for instance, as I look back over my life and I just look at some of the relationships that I've had, and I noticed that I was drawn to people who were very complimentary of me, who, they're very complimentary of me. I just loved it, and I realized that even now, it's like certain things that, like if I'm just walking and folks are like, you're beautiful and blah, 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 whatever, I appreciate it. I just soak it all in. And I'm like, what's up with that? And so in more personal relationships, I realized that, likewise, folks were able to draw me in based on my desire for the adoration and those words of affirmation, because one thing I know about myself is words of affirmation, they're part of my love language. It's like the second most important part of my love language. So I often wondered why I need so much reassurance, or why, why that's so important to me, these words that people speak. And I think I mentioned to you before, words are important to me. But for me, I feed on this because it's part of my love language. So when people say really positive things, or they compliment me and, encourage me, regardless of where it's coming from, I think it landed with me. And so over this last year, what I've tried to take a look at is, why did it land? Why was I so receptive? Why did it work? Words, so if a smooth talker comes into your life, you're just swept off your feet, and you're not really looking at the character of the individual. So, what I'm saying is, I think we all need to be very aware. So for me, I'm like aware that I enjoy, appreciate this, people speaking to me and saying all the right things and making me feel really good about myself. But you also need to make sure that the folks that are speaking these things have the character to keep you feeling good about yourself, because it could be very well just love bombing, and love bombing gives you everything expeditiously, very quickly. It gives you everything you thought you wanted, and they say everything you thought you needed to hear. And then you are captivated. You are swept off your feet. And now you are committed to staying the course with this individual. But you haven't truly vetted them, because you haven't determined what their character is. It's easy to say words. It's more challenging to put your actions and line them up with your words. And so for me, because I feel like I haven't really held folks accountable to that, to make sure that they lined up with everything they said, it caused some hurt along the way. And so now I'm really at a place where I need to be aware. The only reason these things were able to happen to me, because there's something inside of me that thirsts for that. And so when someone comes and they say all these things, you have a tendency to be sucked in. And so my awareness is saying, okay, we're not going to be sucked in. Everything that glitters is not gold. And unfortunately, it took me 50 years to realize this, or 45 years to realize this, and 50 years to walk in it. But at this point, and moving forward, I'm walking in it. And there are some things that are a part of me. As much as I love myself, there are some parts of me that are detrimental to me, my well-being. And so now my awareness is teaching me to identify that. And so there are some things I feel that are innate in us, and we just need to know what they are. And I was studying with Dr. Cloud, and he was talking about pretty much leaning into your strengths. That was one part of it. And another part was recognizing your weaknesses. And, so in those areas, you have the awareness, and you might defer, or you might need some, a second chair to help you in those. You might need to have some advice. You might need an advisor, because these are not your strength, your areas of strength. So there's maybe a trusted advisor might be someone good to have, because there are some things that we are outstanding at. There are some things that I know that I'm gifted at. And then there's some interpersonal skills where certainly I am challenged. And, really in 2024, or even now, I've learned and I've leaned into, not allowing myself to be love bombed, not allowing myself to be caught up and captivated by words. The most important thing is I need to see an alignment And so, I lost sight of this. I did not, my accountability game was really weak. I failed to hold folks accountable. So my accountability game, I had to step up. And so that's something that I've worked on in 2023. And it's a constant work in progress. And maybe that's one of my weaknesses, my failure to hold folks accountable. So that's something that I have to put special attention on because it's something that I can fall off really quickly. And so, another thing that this reminded me of, I had a situation over the last week and a half where I lost something that was very valuable. Now, I've lost a lot of things during 2023 that were very valuable to me, not monetarily, but mentally, emotionally, some things I've let go of. But this time it was something that was actually of monetary value, and it was very difficult. And so I went for a couple days, thinking like, dang, is it insured? Is it, how can I recoup this? Because I have difficulty like losing ground. So this is something that I had of monetary value, and something that I wanted to retain. We're just going to say it's part of my wealth. It may or may not be, but we're going to say it is. And so I took it, like it was a punch to my gut, quite frankly. It really was. But I lost it, and I tried to suck it up. My son came and he asked me, how are you holding up? And I was like, I'm okay, even though in the middle of the night I woke up thinking about it, like, wow. But anyway, I made it. I let it go. I was disappointed, but I persevered, which is what we do. That's the lesson. In everything, we have to persevere through much tribulation, right? So anyway, like 2 days later, I was like, I got to get my life in order. I got to get my life in order. And part of that was getting some order in my home. And so I was just cleaning up and sweeping and mopping and things like that. And then I somehow was in my room looking right underneath my bed, and I found it. So it was right there, right there, right. Like I sleep right there. The ironic thing is the night that I couldn't sleep, because I woke up thinking, dang, I lost this. I was literally on top of it, which, I feel like that's a message in itself. So anyway, I found it. And so now it's gone from being lost to found. And I rejoiced, I rejoiced immensely because I was happy. I was like so happy because I thought it was lost, gone forever. And, who knew if it would be replaced? And so I think the message is that there's so many things that were lost, so many things that are valuable to us, but maybe they're not really lost. They're just misplaced. And maybe things are a little out of order, and we just need to bring some order to our life so that we can have some clarity. And I think that is one of the things that I got to this, because in all this losing things and looking in all the wrong places, looking in cars and calling businesses and things like that, asking them to search for it, I didn't search in the most intimate place, in the place where I am like all the time. If I'm home, typically I'm in my bedroom. I'm working in my bedroom. I'm doing everything in my bedroom. It's my retreat. And it was right there. It was literally under my feet. And so there's so many things. Like I told you before, when we were reading the book, Launch Yourself, and it's like unearthing what's already there. And like I always told you, like we're excavating, we're digging up. In my mind, I believe that it's all there for us. It's not anything that we need to go on a long journey to find. It's all right there for us. And so I think everything that we have in 2024, it's not going to require a big journey, across the world or whatever, to find our happiness, to find our peace, to find our joy, to find our strength. I think it's going to be some time getting ourselves in order, getting our lives in order. Um, and what we're going to find is as we go through that process, we are going to find ourselves, and we're going to find our joy and our peace and our happiness. And so that was a message to me through losing something, through finding it, and by just sitting back and reflecting on the situation. It was all right there. It was in my space, right there in my space. And I think everything that is awaiting you, everything that we're looking for, is all within our reach. It might be under our feet, but we need to bring some clarity to our situations. We need to bring some vision, and we need to quiet the noise, and we need to zero in and take some focus into 2024. And so that's what I'm trying to do. Put my focus, get it closer and better, and just knowing what we need to do. There's so many things that are available, so many things. There's some things that are happening for me, like in this coming week, that I cannot deny I'm dreading. But, I know that I have the strength, ability within me, by the grace of God, to overcome and to successfully make it through. And that's exactly what I intend to do. So let's just clear out the clutter, get rid of the things that mean us no good, get our houses in order, get our space in order, get our lives in order, get our mind in our order, so we can get to the next level, get where we're trying to go. And I was talking to a friend this week, and I said, I get rest. I was talking to several friends this week, and part of my awareness is I get restless, and it's really weird. It's really weird. I get where I may be tired, I may be all kinds of things, but I feel something I have to do. Like something like, what am I doing? I'm like sitting here when there's things to do. Could I be working out? Could I be cleaning? Could I be working? Could I be shopping? What can I do? When I feel like sitting is not an option, or if I'm going through a process, instead of going through the process, I want to get to where this, I think, is leading me. And so, like I've talked to us along this way, along the Lovin Sheila journey, is to stay in the moment, to go through the process, to be present, and to not get ahead of ourselves, but mind the things of today. Take care of today. And if you're like me and you feel restless and you feel like, let's just get to the good part, let's just get to the end, I can't wait for this to be over, I can't wait for this to start, or I can't wait for us to do this, and yada. Breathe. Take a moment and enjoy the moment, enjoy the process, enjoy the learning, okay? Because one thing that I've learned in this year is I've learned a lot about myself. And what I need to do is now we need to apply it, because applied learning is wisdom. And so actually walking in that wisdom, like knowing what I have tendencies for, knowing who I am, how I behave, what's reckless about me, all those things. There are some things that are reckless about me. There are some behaviors that are not in my best interest. And so knowing those and staying in the moment and going through the process of healing those, or course correcting those things, that's something that I think we need to focus on. Certainly I do. And I don't think I'm unique. I think we all have, different struggles, of course, but we all have some struggles. I know, we've dealt with a lot of loss. Sometimes maybe we've lost loved ones through death, or maybe it's been through divorce or separation or alienation of affection or whatnot. But I do believe after loss, we can be found again. We can have peace again. We can have joy again. We can put together the pieces. I feel like earlier in this year, I shared with you, I said I'm broken, and I didn't want to say it. Broke my heart, me, broken. I said I was broken, and I recall my son asked me, "Ma, you broken?" And I was like, shoot. But I had to answer, and I was being honest and aware, and I was in areas. And, but by the grace of God, the strength of God, and the strength and ability He gave me, I've been able to put the pieces back together and heal and be restored and have the time redeemed and, find a happy place and enjoy and, and some reflection, or as my son would call it, contemplation, contemplation of the process. Because as I look, and it's hard for me now to look at the early Lovin Sheila episodes, not the mid Lovin Sheila episodes, because there's so many things going on at that time, and I was working through so many things, and like I said, I was doing the work, and the work was intense, but I think it prepared me to get to the point where I said I want to live, and I want to live the right way, and I want to live with joy, and I want to live with happiness, and I want to live with purpose, and I want to design my life, and I think I'm getting there. And I was talking to a friend the other day, and she said, "I like your life," and I'm like, okay, okay, I'll take that. And I do too. Actually, I do too. I mean, there's some struggles and whatnot, but for the most part, we have designed it, and we have allowed things in, our people in whom are worthy, which is very important. I'm learning who are worthy of their spot, who are, accountable and align, who are aligning themselves. So the folks at this point in our circle, that's who they are and what they are. And so I'm just reporting that to say, if you've been broken, I've been broken. And while I was broken, when I thought I was healed, I may have been broken a little bit more, while I was still recovering. And then I think I recovered. And then I healed. And then I put the pieces back together. And then I enforced my boundaries. And then I didn't let folks have access like they had access before. And in the process, I got stronger, and I was more fortified. And that's where we find ourselves now. So we started early on with the boundaries and me trying to figure them out. And certainly they are not like the strongest. They have room for improvement, but they are being established. And I'm so grateful. And I know how to remove folks from my life, remove people from my circle, add people to my circle, do what is best for Sheila. And I'm staying in that place. And it's a wonderful place, a place of hope, great opportunity of love, and I'm happy for it. And so that's what I'm going to report to you, though. You've gone with me through this report card, through this journey, and through the sorrow and the listen and the manifesto and all these things that I've been through. And I've experienced and I've shared with you so that we together can overcome and make it through and find the champion in us and be present, and reset and all these things, and, protect our peace and, find our voice. It's all real. It's all happening in real time. And I've shared it with you in real time with real emotions and from my heart. And I hope that it has blessed you like it has blessed me. It's been therapeutic for me, and I told you from the gate it would be therapy for me. So whomever, if it's one person or if it's a million people, it's the same message. It's the same message because I got to see how God has walked me through this last year, how He's protected me, how I've been strengthened, and if He can do it for me, certainly He'll do it for you. I know, I'm not particularly special, but I'm special to Him. Um, Lastly, I want to say that I'm learning more how to communicate, and it's been kind of fascinating. It's been really enjoyable, like to see communication occur, and like it it works. It works, and that's been great. And so that's another thing. So for you, whatever's on your mind, make sure you open your mouth and you express yourself. And like I said, find your voice, because as I found my voice, it is very, very liberating. I know the holidays and so forth can be a difficult time for so many of us. I just wanted to send some positive thoughts, some encouragement. You've seen me cry and share and whatnot, and now you see me, and I'm not crying. I can speak from a place of healing. And so I encourage all of you to know, if it's available to me, it's likewise you can be there too. I guess we all need to commit to doing the work and dealing with those little things inside of us that are hurtful. And a lot of things, like I said, are my predisposition for some things that allow me to eventually become a little disappointed. So self-awareness is key, and then doing the work to better yourself is essential. And you will find that though you may have been lost, you can be found. And that's what I'm reporting today from the lost and found. I've been found. Sheila has been found. And she's alive and kicking and well, and looking forward to 2024 with a spirit of expectation. And please, all of you, go into 2024 with a spirit of expectation and believe for the best, and work through the difficulties and continue to work for the best and for your best outcome. So that's what we're looking for in 2024. I look forward to seeing you with a new message of hope and encouragement, and in loving yourself for 2024. God bless you. I will see you next year, and I'm looking forward to it. Bye now.